Mirror, mirror on the wall, show me my biggest bully of them all.
I get really excited when I see someone else who's into languages like me, because outside of this internet community, I don't really find people who are. I live in the United States and we're known for being pretty monolingual, and that reason is because lots of people shy away from learning languages. Now, most people I talk to, whether it's my own family, or friends, or classmates, or any acquaintances, they'll be like, "Oh, you're into learning languages? Good for you. I wish I was good at that." But you know what? It has nothing to do with being good at it. And the reason why they're shying away from learning languages is because they think that they're too hard to learn. Which, anything could be too hard to do. I can't play sports, I can't sing well, but I think if you really make a conscious effort, as I've said in another video, anyone could learn to be fluent or learn a language fluently. So, I think that people say that languages are too hard because of multiple reasons, one of them being that they have a bad experience at school. Because usually the first time we hear a foreign language, at least most people, is through school. They hear it in middle school or high school, so already they're older and they can't pick it up as quickly as they could if they were a baby. And normally, at least with the system in the United States of learning languages, you focus on grammar and vocabulary rather than conversation. So by the end of 4 years, you can't really speak that well unless you're like constantly practicing outside of school, which is what I had to do. So I think that with languages being too hard, they say that they blame it on themselves when really it might not even be themselves. Someone who has taken a language in school could have had a really bad teacher. Now, I don't want to go blaming all teachers out there because some are really good teachers, but throughout high school, the only reason why I kept up with Spanish is because I really, really liked it and I liked languages and I wanted to learn another language fluently. It wasn't because a teacher inspired me to keep going or anything. And a lot of people I know actually in my high school stopped learning languages because they found that the teachers were not good teachers. So that could be one factor, and the teacher made them feel like it was too hard. But aside from someone else making you feel that way, there's a phrase that goes, "You're your own worst enemy." And I think that's true. I don't think you realize that the bully is inside of you, not always in front of you. So when it comes to being a perfectionist, for example, maybe you think a language is too hard because you're trying to be like a native right away and not accepting that you're going to make lots of mistakes at first. Even when you're fluent, you could still make mistakes. So I think that people get really upset over that. They get very discouraged over the fact that their grammar isn't perfect. Whether someone's trying to give them honest feedback and say, "Oh no, we say it like this," versus, "Wow, you pronounce everything so terribly," it could still get to you on a pretty deep level because you feel like you're not capable of being able to produce this language like native speakers do. And you know what, at first you might not be able to because you're just learning. But the fact is you're going to have to accept that you're going to make mistakes. And I know for me, I tend to get discouraged when I do make mistakes, whether it's in Spanish or something like Korean that I just started learning, because I feel like, man, I thought I was okay at this, I don't know. And then I think, wow, I'm actually really bad at this. Why am I talking to anyone? Why don't I just stop talking now? Another reason why people get really discouraged is because they have a bad memory. So therefore they can't learn a language because they don't have a photographic memory, or they'll read a list of vocabulary words and then it just goes right out of their head. Now, that excuse does not work because I have a terrible memory. I like to compare myself to Dory. I don't have short-term memory loss, but I definitely forget things pretty quickly. And with languages, the only reason why I can remember stuff is because I'm using it constantly. And that's the key to beating the excuse of, oh, I have a bad memory. There are wonderful apps that can help you remember things better, such as Memrise, which I have talked about in other videos and in some of my blog posts if you've checked those out. It's a great app that helps you recall words after so much time of not reviewing them. And they also have little mnemonics or ways of remembering the words easier. Now, because of that helps me remember them a lot, as well as just putting them into use and just speaking. Because I've learned words back in high school that I don't remember at all, but then there are other words that I've remembered since 8th grade when I started learning Spanish, and that's because I'm constantly using them. There's another phrase that goes, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So with a language, you have to be using it constantly, just like any other skill you could pick up, whether it's playing a sport or playing an instrument or anything. You shouldn't be discouraged when you're trying to learn a new language because it's a process and it'll take time, and I know for people like me, time is not my best friend. I'm a very impatient person and I just want to be able to communicate with everyone, and I'm so excited. But in this case, you can't be discouraging yourself or else you'll never make it to that goal. You actually have to be your own cheerleader. You can't expect to get good at something when you're just tearing yourself down all the time, because you're not building up, you're just tearing down. So, that's it for today. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while because I know a lot of people who are discouraged when it comes to learning languages and they feel like they can't do it, and I just wanted to say that yes, you actually can do it. It's not some special talent that you have. It's just lots of hard work and getting over some obstacles such as self-doubt and thinking that, you know, it's too hard for you or it's not your thing or whatever. I've seen articles on things that are like mathematicians are actually better language learners or anybody can learn a language, and I'm not a mathematician and I was able to be conversational in another language other than my own. So this video is to hopefully encourage you guys in your language learning journey. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in part 2. Bye! Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember to press the like button so I can know to make more content like this. Also, remember to leave a comment telling me if you like these kind of videos, or if you want me to make other kinds of videos. Also, remember to subscribe so that you can know when my new videos come out. They come out every week. Also, you can check my blog for other content on travel and language learning, and you can check my Twitter for updates.